Good evening, boys and girls, family over there in Facebook land. And of course, at home, we are here again one more week in the series. This is Virtual Storytime on the JD10 network, as well as from the Education Task Force in collaboration with Morningside Primary and Infant School over there in St. Elizabeth. Okay, I am Dr. Dwayne Dice. I'm the chair for the Education Task Force, and I'm here with some wonderful people to introduce to you our special guests, of course, from schools all across the island, as well as our special guest reader. And she is none other than Miss Judy Villeneuve. Okay, now, before we get started, we are going to introduce our wonderful special guest from all across Jamaica. They're here. They're going to listen to the story first, and then they're going to respond to some questions. Very simple questions that you normally would ask while you're sitting there waiting to go to bed or waiting to watch your favorite movie. Okay, so let's get started because I know some people might be tired of my voice. All right, introduction. Let's start off with our friends. Now, if you notice, you have two people on your screen and they look so much alike in one of our little tiles. So much alike. They're just like me and my brother. So we're going to ask them to introduce themselves. Chesre and Chesre. I think I got that one probably mixed up, but it's okay. Can you introduce yourself? Tell us where you're calling from and your school, all of those good stuff. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Shezre Kouri. I attend the school Golden Spring Primary in St. Andrew.
Okay. And your brother?
Hi, my name is Chezre Kouri. I attend Golden Spring Primary School in the parish of St. Andrew.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Chesre and Chesre. Did I get that right?
Yes, sir.
Good. Geez, that sounds like a choir right there. Thank you so much. Mr. Thomas, go ahead. Demoy Thomas. Wait, you're muted. Unmute, unmute.
Oh, yeah. Hi, my name is Demoy Thomas, and I attend Titchfield High School in the parish of Portland.
Okay, good, good, good. All right, thank you. Let's go over to our ladies, and we have a few ladies here. Alexia and Aliana. Introduce yourselves, please unmute and introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Alexia Garden. I am from St. Catherine, but I'm calling in St. James. My school, I'm attending Charlemont High School. Well, I'm going to Charlemont High School,
Okay.
September coming. Hi, my name is Aliana Gordon, and I'm calling from St. James. I live in St. Catherine, and my school is Jericho Primary School.
All right, thank you very much, ladies, Alexa and Aliana. Let's go over to Raquel Dennis. I'm gonna leave the gentleman for last but not least. Miss Dennis, introduce yourself, please.
Hi, my name is Raquel Dennis. I attend New Works Primary and I'm calling from Westmoreland.
Westmoreland, yes. I used to live over there in Westmoreland in a place called Seaford Town, the German town. And yeah, that area there. And Lambs River with the roast pork, the whole pig they roast. It's very nice, super nice with the rice and so on inside of it. All right, Mr. Green, introduce yourself, please. Thank you so much.
Good night, everyone. My name is Kadra Green. I attend the Otis Preparatory School in St. Anne, that is the part that I live in. I'm calling from St. James.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Green. The more green right there. Okay. So now you have heard from our guests, nice people there from all across Jamaica. Now it's time for our guest reader. Our guest reader is none other than Miss Judy Villeneuve. She's calling from New York. She's in New York. She works with the Department of Education in New York. And she's our special guest today to read to our students. So, hi, Miss Judy, welcome.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dice. Hi, boys and girls. It's really fun to be here. As Dr. Dice mentioned, I work for the New York City Department of Education. My parents are Jamaican, but I grew up here in the States. I love children, and I'm really happy to have the opportunity to read to you today. And I'm looking forward to reading this fantastic story and engaging you in conversation around what this story means. And I'm looking forward to hearing some really good information from you and thoughtful questions and answers. So, Dr. Dice,
Yes.
would you like me to start reading?
Yes. And our boys and girls will listen keenly.
Okay,
yes.
Wonderful. So the story that I'm reading today is called There's a Mouse in the House. It's by T. Albert. Now this story, There's a Mouse in the House, is an inspiring story of a young girl who finds creative writing of great interest and decides to become a published poet. Although she doesn't get the first poem published, she realizes that this is just a small setback which will require more work to overcome. So now we'll begin the story. So, there's a mouse in the house, and I saw him today. He ran across the floor as I started to play. There's a mouse in the house. Now, how can that be? He stood on the table right by the TV. There's a mouse in the house. I named him Ned. Since I gave him a name, he sleeps in my bed. Hey, Mom, Gretchen shouted from her room. I just wrote a great poem. Really? Her mom replied. How nice. I always knew you would follow your father's footsteps. He was a published author before the accident, and I know you miss him as much, if not more, than I. Let me read it, and I'll give you my honest opinion. Gretchen's mom read the poem, smiled, and in an extremely sincere voice said, Gretchen, it is a very cute poem. The rhyme is nice, it tells a funny story, and it makes the reader want more. It is very good. You're just saying that, Gretchen said. No, her mom replied. It is very good. In fact, why don't you write some more? Okay, Gretchen said. After dinner, I'll add some more. There's a mouse in the house. I saw him today. He ran across the floor as I started to play. There's a mouse in the house. Now, how can that be? He stood on the table right by the TV. There's a mouse in the house, and I named him Ned. Since I gave him a name, he sleeps in my bed. Now I feed him all day, and he eats like a pig. He especially likes cheese, and even dances a jig. He gets into the flour and into the rice. He even opens the cabinets and gets into the spice. What's that I see? There's not one but two. Ned's on the counter, and there's another in my shoe. Gretchen took the poem to her mom and asked her to review it again. Excellent, she exclaimed. You are very creative. In fact, keep going, and maybe Mr. Smythe, your father's publisher, will give you some pointers. It couldn't hurt to submit it to him. The next day, after school, Gretchen finished her chores and went back to writing. There's a mouse in the house. I saw him today. He ran across the floor as I started to play. There's a mouse in the house. Now, how can that be? He stood on the table, right by the TV. There's a mouse in the house. I named him Ned. Since I gave him a name, he sleeps in my bed. Now I feed him all day, and he eats like a pig. He especially likes cheese and even dances a jig. He gets into the flour and into the rice. He even opens the cabinet and gets into the spice. What's that I see? There's not one, but two. Ned's on the counter, and there's another in my shoe. There's Ned and his friend, but my, look at that. A little one, a bigger one, and one that is fat. It's a family of mice that are all living with me. A family of mice? Oh, how can that be? There's 5, now 6, now 7, now 8. Someone help me shut the mouse gate. Gretchen again took the poem to her mom and asked for her opinion. Here, Mom, read it, and smiled. It really is good, she said. Why don't you do one more stanza? Sure, Gretchen said. It's really fun, and a famous poet has to start somewhere. Gretchen went back to her room and read the poem several times, and after a while, she began to write the final stanza. There's a mouse in the house, and I saw him today. He ran across the floor as I started to play. There's a mouse in the house. Now, how can that be? He stood on the table, right by the TV. There's a mouse in the house, and I named him Ned. Since I gave him a name, he sleeps in my bed. Now I feed him all day, and he eats like a pig. He especially likes cheese and even dances a jig. He gets into the flour and into the rice. He even opens the cabinet and gets into the spice. What's that I see? There's not one, but two. Ned's on the counter, and there's another in my shoe. There's Ned and his friend, but my, look at that. A little one, a bigger one, and one that is fat. It's a family of mice that are living with me. A family of mice? Oh, how can that be? There's 5, now 6, now 7, now 8. Someone please help me shut the mouse gate. The more that I look, the more mice that I see. They're all over the house. Oh, how can that be? We have mice in our chairs and mice in our towels. We have mice everywhere, and guess who they follow? That Ned, all he does is look at me and smile. He brought his whole family to live with us a while. Several days later, Gretchen and her mom met with Mr. Smiley. He was extremely pleased with her writing and told them that he couldn't promise anything, but that he would talk to some people. Several days later, Mr. Smiley visited Gretchen. He explained to her that very seldom does a new poet or author get her first work published. He watched Gretchen and the way she reacted to the news. She looked at him and thanked him for all he had done. She was sad, but she understood. If she wanted to be a poet, she would have to do a lot of writing, and eventually she would be published. Mr. Smiley, Gretchen said, I hope you understand that this is just the beginning and that you can expect me to be submitting many more poems in the future. If you will excuse me, I am going to my room to do some more writing. Oh, by the way, my inspiration, Ned, he is on your shoe. Come on, Ned, we have work to do. The end.
Yes, the end. Okay, wonderful poem. A wonderful story. Okay, boys and girls, let's get cracking here with the discussion. Thank you very much, Miss Judy. It was very, very good. So I want to hear your reaction to this story, boys and girls. What do you think about it? So let's start with Mr. Thomas there. What do you think about this story? You can unmute, yes.
Well, sir, it was well read, sir. I well, I enjoyed it, sir. It was great.
Okay, it was great. What makes it so great though? Like one thing,
Sir,
just
because it basically helps us to like make so well, it basically helps us to follow our dreams, sir, and never
yeah.
give up.
There we go. So is following your dream with
Yes,
this
sir.
girl Gretchen following her dream. Yeah. All right. Good. So we're getting somewhere here. So that makes it good. 1 point. What do you think about it, Cesare? Cesare or Cesare? One of you go first. Anyone, you know, we could pick anyone at this point. Yeah.
Very kids friendly.
Kid friendly. Okay. What else? What can you say about it?
Sir, it's very exciting.
Yeah. What makes it exciting though, in terms of when you hear the girl and the fact that there's a mouse, you know? What do you think about that from the girl's perspective?
Sir, it tells you to follow your dreams.
Yeah, follow your dream. Because she went back and she kept on writing every time she would get from the mom, and then she'll go back again and continue writing. Let's hear from, because it's a girl in the story, but you could put yourself in that, right, gentlemen? Let's hear from the girls. What do you think, Aliana? Do you love this story? Do you love it, or you just like it?
Like it
You like it? Why? Why you like it?
because it inspires us to never give up and keep trying.
And keep trying. Yeah. Alexa, what do you think? Would you want to be like the little girl?
Yes, sir.
In what way? What way? Tell us. Even if you don't write so much, how else could we apply this?
Sir, work hard.
Work hard. Yeah, 2 words. Work hard. All right. That's pretty good. Work hard. All right. Now, do you think there was a mouse there? Think about it, guys. Do you think there was a mouse there in the story? Miss Dennis, what do you think? Raquel, what do you think?
Don't trust them.
No, because why would he sleep in my bed?
Huh?
No,
Why do you say no?
because why would he sleep in my bed?
The mouse?
Yeah.
But the mouse could sleep anywhere they want to sleep. Do you think there was a mouse and it was sleeping in the girl's bed and she got inspiration from that?
No, sir.
No? Why? Why you say no? Cesare or Cesare?
Sir, because the mouse was just in her imaginations.
Why do you say the mouse was just in her imagination? I'm coming to you, Mr. Green.
Sir, because at the ending, it said, come, Tim. Come, Neg. He said, he's on your shoe.
Yes. But what happened to the gentleman's shoes?
Nothing, sir.
Nothing was on it. All right. Very good. So we're getting there. It's very good, you know, guys, that you pay attention to the illustration and the story. But I'm gonna ask you a few more questions pertaining to that because it's very deep. It looks very simple, but it's very deep. Mr. Green and then Miss Villeneuve, you're gonna get a chance.
I have a couple of questions, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Green, you want to say something? His hand is raised.
I
Yeah.
think that there was not a mouse because if there's a mouse, I should have shown the mouse in the pictures of the story.
Very good, very good. Yeah, so, all right, use your imagination, like being creative. Okay, go ahead, Miss Villeneuve.
So what do you think about how Gretchen's mother reacted to her when she shared her story with her? What do you think about how she reacted? What was good about it?
Anybody?
Anybody can answer.
Keep encouraging her.
Yeah, keep encouraging her. What else did she do? So it's not just encouragement she gave to her. Think of the times when Gretchen would go to her. What happened each time? It's not just encouragement.
And her mother knew she could do better than that.
Yeah. So she tells her to go back each time. So you didn't hear her saying, okay, very good job, you know, leave it right there. You're so awesome, you're so wonderful. She didn't really do that. Like this whole lot of praises, you know, on her. What she did was she supported her effort. So where's mom? One of the mothers, maybe Chesaree's mom or Alexia, where's your mom? Because I want to hear from her, and from any one of you, from a parent perspective, you know. What do you thought about the mother sending her back each time? Do you get that from your children, that they will go back each time, or you have to do that with them? What do you think?
No, I do that. Like if there's a new topic in school,
Yes.
they get tests on it and they didn't score too well. But in my point of view, it's not too well. I know that they can do better. I will tell them it's new, so they will just have to read up a bit more on it and then get better grade next time. So supportive and encouraging at the same time.
Very good. Yes, yes. The support is so important, even more than encouragement, because by sitting there and helping them, you're literally encouraging them by your physical being there. Yes, so that's very good. Ms. Villeneuve, you have another?
Yes, they use a very important word. The mother says to go back and do another stanza.
Good.
Wondering if anybody here knows what that means, or if, based on what she explained or how the story evolved, if you guessed what that word meant.
Stanza. All right, what do you think?
Verse?
Yes.
But what do you mean by a verse of the poem? What do you mean?
Another paragraph?
Yes. Okay, good, good. Yes, so it's a type of paragraph that is suited for poems, as well as if you refer to it in a song, you would say it's a verse, but in a poem, it's a stanza. It's a special word.
Exactly.
Very good.
Exactly. And it rhymes, and it rhymes, and it has the same, it has a meaning that transpires through every line. So they're connected. In other words, it's one story, right? So, but it rhymes. That's what's important about a stanza.
Yes, yes.
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah, yeah, that's really cool. No, I want you to think about this, okay? Because there are two things happening in this story. And I said story because it's a story, but it's two different types of writing. And you're older now, you understand the two types of. So you can have a story and you can have poetry. The poetry part, they fuse into the story with this little girl writing. She's writing a poem, but they're telling a story. So it's two types of writing that fuse together. What's the difference between them? What's the difference between the poetry part and the actual story that you're hearing? Anybody, what is the difference in writing poetry as well as writing stories? Mr. Thomas, you want to jump at it? What do you think the difference is? Say you're reading a poem. What's the difference between that and reading a story?
Repeat, sir.
What's the difference between poems and stories? Because there are two things happening in the same piece. When you're reading a poem, and I'm gonna ask you, so you don't really, you could just try, you know, if you're reading a poem, think of the poem, how it's organized, the words are organized, and then think of a story, how the words are organized. What's the difference between the two?
Oh, sir, like when the sorry, you said poem, sir, or poetry, sir?
Poem, poetry in general, yeah.
Yeah. Sir, like the poetry words, sir, are mainly seen, sir, and like the other words, the paragraph words, the story words, sir, are not normally seen, sir. So I'm sorry, sir, the poetry words mainly help you to like build imagination of the story, sir.
Good. That's one point. So we can build on that. So poetry really it gives us imagination, a lot of imagination. Okay, all right, good. So let's hold on to that. Mr. Green, Kadri Green, what do you think the difference is between the poetry or poems and the stories? Because you're learning this in school. And I'm going to ask Chedre. Yeah.
A poetry has rhyme and rhythm, while a story has the character.
Yeah. So now you're putting body to it. Thank you. So it has rhythm. So the poetry has rhythm. So you can feel it, you know. Like this one, it's very they have a lot of rhyming words in it. All right. Some poems don't really have rhyming words, but this one has rhyming words. And then the story, you have characters, you have setting, you have all of that. It's a body. Okay. So we're getting somewhere here. Cesare, say something, one of you. Because there are two of you over there with two brains. Looking so much alike.
There are more rhymes in poem, while stories doesn't have that much rhyme in them.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yes. So majority of the time you have rhymes in poetry. All right, good. All right, let's hear Miss Dennis. Miss Dennis. All right, Miss Dennis seems like she's frozen. All right, no, I want us, because we're gonna wind up here in a few minutes, maybe a minute or so. I want you to think of the characters in the story. Which one was your favorite character? Maybe the mouse, maybe the guy at the end, the publisher, maybe the dad, who we did not hear anything about so much, right? Maybe the mom, or maybe Gresham was your favorite character. Who was your favorite character and why? Why is that person your favorite character or thing? Maybe it's Ned, you know, we don't know. Why was that thing or person your favorite character? Okay, think about it and then we will ask you to just go around. All right, let's start off again with Mr. Green.
My favorite character is Gretchen because she kept on thinking in her mind saying, my mom is encouraging me to do my best. So that's why she's my favorite character in the story.
All right, good. Thank you, sir. Very well shared.
So my favorite character was the publisher, sir, because he helped her to express her imagination to others, sir.
Good, very good. Yeah, that's good. So he plays a part in her story, because if it doesn't go out there, only the mother and Gresham will read it, and other people will not see the imagination that is. Okay, very good. Alexia and Alexia got bumped off. So let's go to our twins over there. Cesare and Cesare, yeah, one at a time, okay? Who or what was your favorite character? Why?
There because she encouraged Gretchen to keep on trying to reach her dream.
Yes. So the mother?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, all right, good. Encouragement and support. Yes. Who is your favorite character?
Sir, the mouse.
Why?
Sir, the mouse saw that there was so much food that he invited almost all of his family.
Oh my God, that's really good. We didn't see that coming. We really did. All right, good. Yeah, so in other words, if I follow your line of reasoning, anywhere there is food, invite everybody else to feast. Okay? Feast on everything. That's good. Because you really need to get people not to starve or get hungry. That's very good. Okay. All right, that's pretty good. Now, I want to, the last question we want to ask you tonight, which we normally would do before we close, is what have we learned from the story? In other words, what would you leave with the boys and girls all over the world who would watch this this episode tonight? What is one thing that you learned from the story that you want to share and to leave with everybody? We're gonna start off with Mr. Green. Again, one thing that you want to leave with everybody else.
One thing that I've learned from the story is that you should chase your dreams And as long as you chase your dreams, you'll become a better person.
Yes. Okay, and become a better person because Gresham became a wonderful writer afterwards. She felt really good about herself. So chase your dreams. Let those dreams do not become nightmares, you know. They usually say that if you don't chase your dreams, then the cemetery would be that place that you end up with everybody else who never chased their dreams. So you have to go out and get those dreams and turn them into reality. Yes, very good. Mr. Thomas, one thing you want to share with everybody.
Well, one thing that I learned, sir, and one thing that I want to share with others is to keep keep achieving your dreams, sir, and keep following your dreams, sir, and whatever you believe in, sir, you can achieve it, sir.
Yes, yes. That coupled with what Mr. Green just said, that believe in your dream. So you have the dream and believe in it and keep on working at it. Very good. Very good, Mr. Thomas. Chesri and Shesri, yes, you're already on. Totally.
Sir, I learned that you should try and try and try again till you achieve your goal.
Yes, yeah. Try and try. Don't give up. Even if you fail, you continue. You get back up and you continue again. Okay. You see that shirt you're wearing with Porsche on it is a good story with the company. I did a study on them years ago when I was studying, and they went through a lot over the years. It's similar to what we're talking about here, where they fought hard to keep the company together many years ago, and they still one of the most expensive cars you can buy. Okay, brother, what is your take, please?
That parents should always encourage their child or children.
Yes, always stay right next to them to encourage them. Very good. You guys have such wonderful words. And Miss Dennis is back up with us. Miss Dennis, what is one thing you learned from the story and you want everybody in the whole wide world to know? You can unmute yourself. Yes,
You
Miss
should
Dennis.
try hard and never give up.
Try hard and never give up. And even how does it say it again? It's tough. You just get back up and fight hard through that. The toughness, you know. It's like anybody ever tried the real sugar cane? It's very tough, you know. It's not nice. And see how sugar is so sweet that comes from it. It's very tough. Hello girls, welcome back. We're closing off here. So we want you to share one thing that you would want the entire world to know that you have learned from the story. One thing that you have learned and you need people out there to hear the same thing that you have learned. So I want Aliana to start us off first and then Alexia.
You don't learn nothing.
Huh? What did you learn from the story?
I learned that you should never ever give up on your dreams. I want to be a chef when I grow up, and I'm practicing at home with mommy. Jesus Christ.
Wait, I think we lost them again.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy. All right. So the theme is never give up and chasing your dreams and all that. Okay. Alexia and Aliana, we really appreciate you coming on, even though we have difficulties over there. Mr. Green, thank you so much for coming on too as well. I don't know if we'll lose you right there. And Miss Dennis. Hey, Miss Villeneuve, what do you want to share out there with parents and students pertaining to the themes in the story?
I think this is a wonderful example of how important parents and the role that parents play in encouraging students and encouraging their kids to pursue things that are challenging. I love the fact that The story got better and better every single time. Gretchen's mom sent her back to write more. The story took on another life of its own, and it just got better and better and more exciting. And Gretchen got better every time she tried. And what I love about Gretchen is that she never saw anything that she did as failing. She only saw more opportunities to succeed. And when she made that announcement to Mr. Smiley that, you know, I'm going to do more and more and more, and you just wait, it's coming, it just showed me how important it is to have the right attitude when you're trying to pursue your dream. Not just pursue the dream, but pursue it with all the confidence that you're going to be successful. So I really love this story. It was really exciting, and I'm glad you all enjoyed it.
Yes, thank you so much. And thank you for coming on to read for us tonight. I'm sure everybody. Yes, yes. Guys, thank you so much. Just to let everybody know that the virtual story time is on every Tuesday night around 8:30 Eastern Daylight Time or 7:30 Jamaica time and Jamaica Standard Time. Have a wonderful evening. Good luck out there with your survival skills in COVID-19 era. Please stay safe and please read a book. Please read a book. Do some math, but find a book and read. There are free books online that you can read. Google them, Google free books, and read. No matter how small it is, read. Mr. Thomas, thank you for coming on. And the Chesrays, thank you for coming on. Guys, we love you because I see myself in you as twins. Alexa and Aliana, thank you so much for coming on, as well as Miss Dennis over there. She's gone, but thank her too publicly. Okay, all right, boys and girls, wave goodbye to everybody, and we'll see you all back here with a different group next week, Tuesday. Okay, thank you very much. Have a great evening, everybody. Bye.
Bye.